I'd like to call to order the Monday, June 4th, 2018 County Commission meeting. I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight. We will have invocation by Reverend Hayes, and we'll have the pledge by Mr. Greg Martin. We'll have to stand.
Understanding that our chairperson is under the weather, let's keep him in our prayers tonight. Father, one of the greatest honors that you bestowed on mankind is your presence and communication. And tonight, we just lift up thy holy name and realize that you're the eternal God, the caretaker of this world and universe beyond thy knowledge. Lord, we ask you to put special care on our commissioners tonight, their directions, their decisions, and their lives, Lord. We ask you to remember all our department heads, all our employees. Father, we especially ask you tonight you would be with our chairperson, Britt. Lord, give him that only you can give him the healing. And Lord, again, I ask you, thy Holy Spirit, lead, guide in all the decisions that's made here tonight. For these things we ask in Christ Jesus and all of God's people. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion for the consent item.
So moved. Second.
Been moved by Mr. Britton and seconded by Mr. Book. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's carried. All right. Next thing we get to is at this time, I'm going to open a public hearing. To receive comments regarding the proposed fiscal year 2018-19 budget. Public hearing is now open. Anyone? If no one is speaking now, we'll close the public hearing. The next thing is in the matter of interest to the commissioners. That said, are there any individuals, delegates wishing to address the commission? At this time, we will have a presentation by Bladen County School with Ms. Sharon Penny, Finance Officer, and Mr. Ernest Malcolm Nealon, Maintenance Director.
Thank you. We just have a request, to have a list of the capital outlay projects, and we're requesting to be allowed to use the sales tax allocation that we get towards these projects.
Motion to approve the request. Second.
Any questions?
Any question? When you say fence, link fence, is it like elementary, small kids on the,
Chain link fence, 6 foot fence. 6 foot fence, yes ma'am.
around the whole school?
No ma'am, we just went along the border with the property where the neighbor had a little bit of question about where we went past the dumpsters.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yes ma'am.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Peters and second by Mr. Booth. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
At this time, we will have a presentation by the Economic Development by Mr. Chuck Houston.
I think you all had as an attachment, the actual plans of the building, and so if you want to look at that as as we go along, feel free to. Y'all, this is something that we've been, planning on now for good grief, Greg, what, 3, 4 years. We've been trying to build to it. We started out in Bladen County here, probably in the mid-90s, looking at the first shell building we ever did, and it was over in Bladenboro, and it was done by the Committee of 100. And ended up getting a cabinet company in, and there's been a boat plant in it since. And the second that was done was also done by the Committee of 100, and it was a 40,000 square foot facility in the Elizabethtown Park. And we located in about 2.5 years in it, Sue B. Honey, and they've been a really good tax-paying corporate citizen here ever since. And actually since then, through the efforts of County Economic Development and Bladen's Blooming and all of our other partners like Ford County and Star Telephone and Committee of 100 and you all and the town, we've actually built 7 facilities in that park. And everyone has somebody in it creating jobs and adding to the tax base now. We looked at putting some more product in place about 3-4 years ago. However, we ran across some new concerns about how we could legally do it. We've been working with you all on the Nexen Pruitt agreement with Mr. Ernie Pearson, so we have that in place. And we have sold every industrial building in the county. There is not an industrial building available anywhere, and it is showing in our traffic. Because we've only been referred for 2 projects this year, where most communities by now have been referred for 12, 20, or more. So that is pretty much a direct result of not having the empty buildings for people to come and see. The Economic Development Board, which Mr. Cogdell and Mr. Gooden are on, we've been thinking about what type building, and Bladen's Blooming as well, for the last 2 years pretty heavily. Because, once you build something, it's there. So trying to decide the right thing to build is a critical decision. And from the EDC board and from the Bladen's Blooming board, we feel like we have the product that best fits the traffic that's out right now that we can afford. And, we just hope and pray that it is that product that, brings a lot of people to come see our community and maybe decide to set up camp here. We hope it happens quickly too. But that product is a 26,490 square foot industrial spec building. It's 24,000 feet of manufacturing. It's a wide open building with very few columns in it, so it'll work very well for modern manufacturing. Good ceiling height, but then again, low enough to where a lot of these companies, if they need to condition the space because of bringing in equipment, that can also be done. 2,490 square feet of office. Because if there's anything we've learned from now the 15, 16 buildings we've built, we are constantly underestimating the number of white-collar jobs that these industries create. It seems every time we build a facility, that the offices stack up with a lot of them 2 or 3 employees in. So we've definitely put a lot more office in this one. But we feel like this is a very exciting endeavor that would not be possible were it not for the role that you all decided that you wanted to play in helping fund these projects. If it were left up to Bladen's Blooming and only our capacity, we would only be looking at a building once every 4 or 5 years because building is so expensive right now. But because of the investment that you all said that you want to make, we can really scale up and do this quicker. The EDC board has met and looked at these plans and recommended that we move forward with this. The Bladen's Blooming board has met and looked at these plans and said that they are willing to go out, if the county decides to participate and get the rest of the financing to move this project forward. And what we would hope is to go ahead and do a design build on this so we can get it done really quickly and have this up and finished by early next year. And even clients visiting in the fall, the framing and everything should be up. So it would still be something that clients can come see. The building is not gonna be 100% finished. We are gonna put floors in it. You know, for those of you that have been on Committee 100 before and seen the shell buildings, that's 4 walls and a roof but no floor, it's not that. We're seeing too many projects today where people are wanting something, a finished product, so they can move in and be operational in just like 2 or 3 months. A lot of the shell buildings around have sat for years and years. We were fortunate to move to quickly. You know, in Columbus County, the one they had over near the community college sat there for, I think, better than 10 years. Cumberland County had one sit for better than 10 years, and that's happened to a lot of other communities. We actually, through Greg's endeavor, where we go and see another community and kind of see how they do things, we visited Kinston last week. They have a really nice economic development program, but they have a 40-some thousand square foot shell building, no floor, and it's been sitting there for 7 years. So we're comfortable that we'd rather do something closer to finished. So this will 5-inch concrete floor, high density, high PSI, so you can put almost anything on it. We're going ahead and putting in LED lighting because people coming to see buildings now, the first thing they're doing is taking the other lighting out and putting the LED in. So that's gonna save clients on their power. The offices and everything will be framed in, there'll be sheetrock. About the only things that we're not doing, the walls won't be painted, there won't be carpet and tile down, the plumbing fixtures won't be in. That way, when the client, not only does it save us money, but also when they come in, if their company is a certain color, well, they can upfit it to meet, you know, what they need. Also in the back, we'll have the power for the lighting, but we will not have the production power. We don't know if the client that comes and lights this building is gonna need 1,000 amps of service or 2,000 amps of service. But that can be added quickly, and they can put the power exactly where they need it. And then the other big ticket item that we're not gonna put in initially is the sprinkler system. It's highly likely, I'd say 90% sure, that the building would need to be sprinkled. But you just don't know where, you know, all this, we could sprinkle it generically, but then if they have equipment at certain places where it needs to be dropped or something, you're having to go back and redo that. So when you drive up, it's gonna look like essentially a finished building, paved, parking, everything, but it can easily be customized to what that company needs, and they could be in it and operating in just a couple of months. We're anticipating the budget being around 1.2 million. Now the production power and carpet and everything that will be added will probably be in the range of about 300,000, but we'll have a lease by the time you're doing that. Ford County has also said they are very interested in participating and again financing the part that we have besides, you know, your investment at 0% interest for 10 years. Blades Blooming has more than enough revenue to carry that debt service until we find a tenant. Again, reminding you all the structure of this, if it's what you choose to do, is a $900,000 loan that may be forgivable. It's at 2% at the time that a company decides to lease the facility. That would become due. If you all choose to forgive it and have the money that comes, you know, back in, just rolled into other product, then it would be forgivable up to the amount of the economic impact of the project over 5 years. So again, that goes back to the Nexen Pruitt agreement that Ernie Pearson helped us put together. So this entire thing is modeled after that strategy we've already met and talked about. But, you know, it's exciting. I'm particularly excited about it because I'm wanting to see more traffic coming into the county again. I hope it's moved quick and we're right back to you looking to do another one promptly. But we do know that this is something that we need to do to get people kicking tires in our county again more. Now, does anybody have questions about, specifically the building? Oh, it would be in the Elizabeth Down Airport Industrial Park. If you want to see specifically where, I have a map here and I can show you where in the park, but it's up on the front, right in front of where the runway is. We've already talked to Miss Mary Green. She told us to go ahead and start the process of acquiring the land. So hopefully, we could have this thing under construction, within about 60 days if all goes well.
Motion to schedule public hearing.
Second.
Questions? All in favor? All opposed? All right, thank you, Ms. Hill.
Thank you all. Again, it wasn't, no way we could do it without this. I appreciate it and we're excited about it. Have to have a ribbon cutting soon.
At this time, we'll have, Mr. Wayne Rayner, the Director of the Health and Human Service Agency.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman, members of the board. We have in the Health Department two items tonight for your consideration. Is the professional services agreement that's between Robinson County monitors that and administers that for the Minority Diabetes Prevention Program, and the period of the agreement was June 1st. Should be, there's an error there, 2018 to May 31st, 2019. And we have the Diabetes Prevention Program, but we have Caitlin Dalton, who is the WIC, interim sort of WIC program manager now, who is our trainer at the present time. And this is a year-to-year agreement between us and working with Robinson County, screening for pre-diabetes, and 250 people or so, ages 18 and over.
Motion to approve. Moving proper second, motion made by Mr. Bowles, second by Mr. Gooden. Any questions?
What, we doing both of those at the same time?
No, we're just doing what we're doing.
Just
doing
before
it.
we went to be.
This was big, yeah.
Yeah, I got them out of order, I'm sorry.
Okay,
My
all right.
apologies.
All right,
This is B.
okay, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that motion carried. Now we get to item eight.
Okay.
And the other one is for family nurse practitioner services through the hospital. We've worked with Dr. Wells in the hospital for hopefully to sort of patch together some coverage for our maternal health, child health, and family planning clinic until we can replace our family nurse practitioner who's up about a week or so ago. And we do have a candidate to interview this Wednesday. Hopefully that's promising to fill that vacancy. So in the interim, so we can have some coverage, and we do have some help now, but we need more in case it takes us a while to fill that FNP position.
We've got a motion by Mr. Gooden, second by Ms. Montgomery. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Wayne.
Thank you.
Department of Social Service Director, Ms. Vicki Smith.
Good evening, Board. I come to you on this first Monday of June to share with you something that is coming down the pike from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services to the local counties. As a result of, and I do have just a simple PowerPoint, as a result of House Bill 630 has come Session Law 2017-44. Now what this law states is that all counties will enter into an MOU with the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services for the period of 1 year. This will be how business will be conducted with counties, with Health and Human Services on forward.
Can you tell me the acronym MOU?
memorandum of understanding. Sorry about that. This will include all of the programs within social services, which it does exclude medical assistance, which is our Medicaid programs. The reason that Medicaid is not included in this is currently, our reports that we're receiving through NCFAS for Medicaid is not accurate. Our Health and Human Services Advisory Committee, they have been hearing that for several years now. And hopefully with what the legislator has put out to be carried forward, that soon will be corrected for us. With the memorandum of understanding, there's going to be certain performance requirements that we will have to abide by and administrative responsibilities. The memorandum of understanding will be in effect July 1st of 2018. Now, during the first 6 months of this memorandum of understanding, DHHS is going to provide the counties the results of their performance measurements that they have set forward. It's going to give the counties 6 months to work through any issues that we're having related to data collection, any operation of our technical assistance systems. The word is NCFAS. We still haven't got all of that corrected. On a side note, children's welfare in Bladen County was expected to go live with NCFAS the end of June, and that has been put off indefinitely. After the first 6 months, that will take us to January 1st of 2019, and up until that point, DHHS will not take any measures, corrective actions for the counties for any issues with the mandates that are being put forward. And each county will have to sign off on the memorandum of understanding. It's very clear in the document that I think was in your packet that it is not directly just for DSS, it's for the county, it's an agreement. We have already started working to improve our business at DSS. We have recently put together a program improvement plan for Medicaid, which is going to beef up our training, and that is part of this memorandum of understanding with DHHS. That is one area in the Medicaid or income maintenance area that has been lacking, is training provided by the state. It's always been left up to the counties to provide training. And it's always a better feeling when the state is involved, providing that training for us. They're looking at giving us staffing standards for income maintenance. We're excited about that. In children's welfare and adult services, we already have that put into place as far as our caseload sizes. So this is kind of uncharted water for us. We're looking forward to the opportunity to work with DHHS. It can be kind of scary going into this, but we are committed to do our very best here in Bladen County. Any questions?
What's the accountability piece?
The accountability piece, there will be program improvement plans after the program. Well, what's going to happen, DHHS will provide county reports to us each month. If we do fail 3 months consecutively, they will expect a program improvement plan. If things are not up to par by that, we will go into corrective action. There is a possibility that the state could come in and take over. That has always been an option with DSS, and so far that has not happened. It recently happened in Cherokee County in children's welfare. Could be some fines and penalties, related. That's not specifically spelled out in our MOU, but knowing what we have been hearing since House Bill 630 has come out, that's what we're thinking that it will go.
Who are you gonna share that report with monthly?
We'll report it to our, HHS advisory committee. They'll keep us on track with that. However, the county sees fit, how the board feels, county manager feels, you know, however we should report that out.
What's the county's accountability to employees?
The county's,
County's accountability to people that can't perform, or if you run into that problem.
we will, go into corrective, progressive discipline.
I think all that needs to be up front. People need to know,
Yes,
so they don't get surprised.
yes. And I'm not for sure if you've been keeping up with, the jobs at DSS, there has been some turnover, and that has been part of that problem. It's more than just sitting at a desk pushing buttons. There's a lot of documentation, and we do know that if something's not documented, it did not happen.
Amen.
And, that has been, a problem with one of our areas, and, we're working to correct that.
Let me say this nicely,
Okay,
we don't have no money to pay fines.
I understand.
Okay.
With this information, you're gonna come back with an overview at a future meeting. With this, all that be specified and given to us, where we can have that available at the next meeting, that you, when you update us. Ask you how the guidelines and what you're gonna do.
Well, it's already set in place. They have given us in your packet, they have already set forth, there's the memorandum of understanding, and it gives you, what their expectations are. However, looking at these, expectations, the state is already in a program improvement plan, and these standards are higher than what's in our program improvement plan. So, there has been a lot of discussion among the county directors, concerns.
So the disciplinary piece of it and all the things, you say corrective action, all that will be a part of this memorandum of agreement, though.
If, yes, that says that if we have a problem, that we can go into that with DHHS. If they do cite us for a problem, we do have the opportunity to, rebut their decision and can work together on that.
Question, I didn't see in the plan though, well, I read part of it, not all of them. They put the requirements out there, but how about staffing? Are they giving you requirements for staffing?
That is something that they're telling us is going to come. They will give us recommended.
Because if that's the case, I know we've had some discussions about one of the programs. And I'm like, Mr. Peterson, we don't have the money to pay fines, and then everyone has to be held accountable.
That
And
is,
this part should help, because
yes.
not have an outside, external agency coming in to do it.
I have an agency-wide meeting planned later this week, and we're gonna go over this, as the director presenting it, and then each unit, we're gonna go in and also reiterate to those units. We are committed, and,
When I talk about accountability, I'm talking about nicely from you down. I mean, it can't all fall on that worker.
no, it has to be everyone.
Yes,
It
it's got,
does.
it's got to flow up, can't flow down, all
That
the
is
things can't flow down.
That is true.
Okay.
Are we short how many employees now, Jenny?
We have, one more that's coming in, and I think that there is just one that is closing out, or has closed out, our last vacancy. It has been a whirlwind this spring. So, we are, putting in standards, as to where workers should be once they come in, and if they're a new worker, not knowing the programs, we've set timelines of where they should be at certain months. And if they're not, you know, we're providing remedial training to them, work with them, but it can't continue on.
How many retirees have you had in the last quarter?
From income maintenance or the whole agency?
Whole area.
The whole area, we've had two. One from the social work side of the house and one from income maintenance.
And this is no cost to the county, am I correct? But it's MOU?
No. a signature.
Because travel, so we're not held accountable for their travel.
Right.
No, I'd like, thank
Make a
you.
motion to approve.
Well, it was just another, there was no need for any approval. We're, there has been some discussion, county's not signing the agreement.
What was the rationale, what was the rationale for that?
Because they,
Well, I just want, well, I didn't mean to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to say, this will need to be approved at the next meeting. We just wanted to present it at this meeting for information. I mean, it's up to you if you want to.
right.
That's the reason
To
I was
proceed
asking
with
what was gonna be
approval now or-
included in that piece, was all these detailed things that we was asking specifically, were they gonna be involved in this when you come back with the picture?
One of my concerns as a director, some of the standards are very high, they're like at 95%. I just know from children's welfare that there's a 95% that we have to meet as far as all screened in reports. When we get a report, we're gonna work diligently to contact that family. But if we don't have an address, or if that child is outside of the county and we don't even know that, that can go into effect, that 95%. There's a whole lot of outside factors that will affect that type of a situation. Just to kind of give you,
That's the child welfare wasn't included right now.
not in NC Fast, we're, every entity is included in this MOU except for Medicaid. The timeliness of initiating investigations for reports in children's welfare under the state program improvement plan, the performance goal is set at 74.6%. In our MOU, it's at 95%. So it's things like that that is a great concern. When it gets to, doesn't leave a lot of, error for human errors. We are human. Our workers are working 24 hours a day.
You
From
got
time to
5%?
time.
You got 5%?
Yeah, we've got 5%.
Being unhuman.
But,
Now, I would like to know, why the other counties, and maybe Wayne can do this, why the other counties aren't signing and why.
there is
We
talk
might not
that
wanna sign.
we may not want to, but Dr. Susan Perry Manning is hoping that all counties will, just to show that teamwork, if I will say.
Well, if the standards are too high and we can't meet them, we're not gonna sign it, we're not gonna pay fines.
Right. It's up to the county.
Well, we need to understand that piece of it.
What kind of outside audit will be done?
It'll continue on with our regular single county audits. The feds will continue with their audits and the state. And then, we have internal controls as well.
So you have a grace period, that's when you can, once they, say you're not meeting a certain standard, you have a grace period?
We have the opportunity to rebut.
All that after the 6 months.
After the 6 months, hopefully everything will be working correctly and properly. We don't know.
I don't think we should sign it.
I
We
would,
need to see what the fines are too, Greg.
I have a question on that real quick, Vicki. Of
Sure.
I know, would you say 74.6% is what Bladen County's?
that's for the
is that
state.
For the state, okay. Where are we falling in regards to that? If we were to be rated now, how do we,
I think
you
we're,
know, make sure, if we're trying to get to the 95%, we need to figure out how far off of that we are. Like,
right,
we're not there.
right.
We need to
We're not
figure
at
out-
95%, because I just know, 2 weekends ago, there was a case that we couldn't locate him. It took us several days, and that put us outside of our initiation, timeframe. So, we can look at things a little closer, and see what we feel is best for Bladen County.
We need to know what the fines are.
I will share this with you if it's okay. With children's welfare, I was saying that we were scheduled to go on board with NCFAS the end of June. There was a meeting with IBM, who is the company that has developed this program. 2 days of meetings. where we showed them our concerns with the program. IBM was appalled at how the system was working. I'm thankful that we did have pilot counties, testing the system and was able to stand up and get their attention. And so IBM's going back to the drawing board and looking at redeveloping the system. I just wish we could have gotten that with income maintenance, because it has created some problems for income maintenance. There are weeks that the system is down for a couple of hours each day. So,
Any other questions? Ms. Smith? No, I would like to thank you, Ms. Smith, for the
Thank you.
information, and look forward to coming back with all the answers to our.
thank you.
All right, this time we will have Ms. Renee Davis, tax administrator from Revenue Department.
I'm here again on a, bid that was placed on May the 23rd for $4,000, and it was a piece of property at 220 Sandpit Road, and it was foreclosed on this year, by the county of Bladen. The taxpayer assisted, I bring the $4,000 bid to the board, and the expense to the county was $6,600. And the value of the property is at $7,300.
Motion declined.
Second.
Move, second by, a motion by Mr. Pete, second by Mr. Daniel. Any questions? Who, Daniel? Ms. Good.
I would like for.
Ms. Good, I'm sorry, Ms. Good. It was second, Ms. Good. Any questions? Discussion?
What's the size of this?
.46, almost a half an acre.
All right. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
The next thing we have here coming up is the Soil and Water Conservation by Mr. Dean Morris, Director.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure where Mr. Morris is. I'll be glad to speak to this matter briefly. This is a request to consider approving an amended contract with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services Division of Soil and Water Conservation, and it's related to the stream debris removal program, the grant funding. It's in the amount of $662,813, and it's for a variety of streams. Browns Creek, Harrison Creek, Ellis Creek, Carvers Creek, Cypress Creek, White Oak Canal, Brown Marsh Swamp, Horsepen Creek, Slade Swamp, and Bryant Swamp.
Motion to approve the amended contract.
Got a motion by Mr. Peters, second by Ms. Ophelia Van. Any questions? All in favor? All opposed? And the next thing is advisory board appointment.
Ready, we get one, please, buddy?
Motion
Motion to table.
Second. First, anybody, all approve, say aye. All opposed? The next one is the Kelly Water Dyke and Grange District. Need one person there.
Motion to reappoint.
Second.
Mr. Peterson made a motion to reappoint, Mr. Goodman second. Any questions? All in favor? All opposed? Next thing you see is a string long list of advisory board appointments of the June 18th meeting. Everybody take that into consideration. So we get ready for that next week, next meeting. Let's see where we're at now. I will have a update by County Manager Strickland.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to review the calendar with you for the remainder of the month of June and as well as for July. And point out that the diabetes forums continue at Baldwin Branch Missionary Baptist Church on certain Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Looks like that's every other week. This Thursday at 12 noon, the JCPC Youth Recognition Luncheon will be held at the Cal Melvin Center. You'll you're all invited to that. At 7 PM that evening, the MCAB meeting will be held at the East Arcadia campus of Bladen Community College. On Saturday, the 9th, at 9 AM, the United Way Crazy Fun Color Run will take place at the Elizabethtown Industrial Park. Also that morning from 11 AM until, there's a fundraiser for Jessica Allen from the Hickory Grove community, and that will be at the Hickory Grove Baptist Church. On Monday, the 11th, at 5:30, the Health and Human Services Advisory Committee meets. And one thing I didn't say, if I may, this Wednesday at 4 PM, there is a budget meeting. Be sure you're aware of that. On Thursday, the 14th, at 7 PM, the Fire Association meeting will be held at the Bladenboro Fire Department. On Friday, the 15th, we were able to work out that date and time for a hog production facility tour at one of the local farms in the Lisbon community. The board has a meeting scheduled for Monday the 18th. Excuse me, Monday the 18th at 6:30. Excuse me, the chamber meeting is on the night, the annual banquet is on the 19th at 6:30 PM at Lou Mill. On Monday the 26th, the Sunset Jams concert series will take place from 6 until 9 PM at Goldston's at White Lake. On Wednesday, the 27th, at 6 PM, the Committee of 100 annual meeting will be held at the Cape Fear Vineyard in the Industrial Park. Moving over to July, on Monday, the 2nd, at 8 AM, there's a prayer service here. Wednesday, offices will be closed in observance of the Independence Day holiday. On the 9th, the Health and Human Services Advisory Committee meets at 5:30 PM that evening. Also, we will have on the next agenda to reschedule the board meeting scheduled for the 16th. We'll change that to the 9th. On Tuesday, the 10th, the chamber meeting will be held at 12 noon at the farmer's market. There may be an opioid, there will be an opioid meeting at the health department for the small working group that day at 2 o'clock. The diabetes meeting continues on Wednesday. On Thursday, the Summer Sounds concert series will be held at the Cape Fear Farmers Market here in Elizabethtown, featuring North Tower. And then on the 13th, beginning the 13th through at least Monday the 16th, the NACO board meeting will be held in Nashville, Tennessee. On Thursday, the 19th, the Sunset Jams concert series will take place at Goldston's at White Lake. And then on the 26th, the Summer Sounds concert series will take place at Cape Fear Farmers Market. So July is a busy month for Thursday evenings for concerts. But those are the things we have, Mr. Vice Chairman. If there's anything else to add, I'd be glad to.
Anyone have any other persons who comments? All right, at this time, are there any individual delegates wish to address the commission? We all know that you need to read the correspondence. Have a motion to adjourn. Second. Motion by Mr. Pettit, second by Mr. Wood. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?